Hello, I am Shayde Christian. I am the CDAO of Cloudera. With me today is Karnati, who is head of provisioning at Synchrony, a premier consumer finance firm that was just rated one of the top 20 best companies in America to work for. Thank you for being here, Ram.
Great to be here, Shayde.
With what's happening, regenerative AI, we're all talking about the rate of change. How quickly is the change? How far-reaching is the change to every institution, to our roles, to our jobs, to our internal customers, external customers? Do you agree that one thing that will not change is that we will still exist to drive business value?
Oh, absolutely. I like the way you led it to business value because we like to work in silos, thinking we are building the greatest data products using the best-in-class technology. But all the fancy would not mean too much if it's not tying back to the business value and we are not delivering something critical to the business, right? End of the day, the goal is to provide business with data-driven, informed decision making.
Yeah. And I say that's not going to change as a fact, but the truth is that the rate at which you and I are being asked to drive business value has already been accelerating, yes?
Oh, yeah. If I talk to my business stakeholder and I ask him, when do you want this data set? The answer is always yesterday. And that's not going to change. And rather than hating that answer, we should embrace it, right? Because the needs of data from business are rapidly changing. If you think about a fraudsters, right? They're so smart. They change their strategies every week sometimes. And we have to get ahead of the curve. Otherwise, we are not going to be able to catch the fraudsters, right? So as credit card company, we want to get ahead of the fraudsters. And the way to do it is to provide data for decision faster.
So yesterday, data was such an easy game to play. Now I just need to hide away. Yesterday, it was hard enough to acquire talent. And now you're going to have to do this at an accelerated pace as well. How are you going to do that?
This reminds me of my first day of work at a bank. My manager comes up to me and he was like, "You're not going to like this job." And I was, "Why didn't you tell me that in the interview?" Right? Because he hid it. But the reason I say that is the way we do things in financial services space is different from a technology company. We put a lot of focus to security, resilience, and being compliant with the regulatory frameworks. And that's all for good reasons, right? And due to this, speed takes a backseat. But AI, I guess, is going to bring speed also to the forefront in the financial services space, and that is good. And coming to the talent question, we will see a spike in the demand for people with AI data skills, AI skills in the financial services, just this niche area, the ninjas we want, right? But the talent gap will pick up much faster, right? It will be much easier shift and a quicker shift into AI stack compared to the previous data transformations we have seen in the data space.
Potentially, and I hope you're right. I understand what you're saying, that the rate of adopting this technology may be quicker than, Hadoop a dozen years ago, for instance. What I get concerned about is that there are 1.4 million open tech jobs, and our universities globally are only producing about 400,000 individuals a year that are capable of getting these jobs. And what's even worse is many leave within a year and a half, as centennials are not interested necessarily in learning legacy systems. They've always been looking at very intuitive interfaces. And these studies are coming out, so that has me concerned.
I would like to intervene and add a point there.
Please.
So the day-to-day coding is going to get easier. The AI is going to take care of it. So the next phase of talent transformation will not be focused on being the best coder out there. People will start to look for somewhat generalists who also understand business, right? And then take the ability of AI skills to bring it all together to embrace AI and deliver on the business goals.
I know the business. Do you have any roles for me?
Not at this point. Maybe. How about you check back with us? And
I will. I'll check back with you, sir.
Thank you.
You brought up something very interesting to me. It is take your data engineering space, provisioning space. How do you conceive that AI is going to automate or change the nature of what your group does?
You're asking about the impact AI will have to my job?
Absolutely. No, not at all. But just the functions themselves.
Yeah. I think it will be exciting.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think I should be worried about my job security.
Good.
But the whole space will get a lot more interesting and exciting. If you think of the data engineering space, Shayde, even though we have seen the whole history of warehouses to lakes to all these advanced lake houses and cloud, the fundamentals they haven't deviated too much, right? And also the pace or the speed to delivery has not been accelerated at the pace we would like to see it. But AI is going to change the game, right? I'm looking to a future where regenerative AI and LLMs kick in at every phase of data engineering. I just connect a data source system and it does all the magic for me and loads the data into where a point of decision in speed and unimaginable.
That was an imaginative future that I would like to see as well. Regardless of how AI changes what we do and our teams do and how we function, what is AI going to do in your industry? How is it going to impact the customers that you serve internally?
Shayde, financial services industry is not different in the magnitude of impact that any other industry would face with AI. There will be an impact on every function of our business, and that's good. I think the customer servicing and contact center servicing and the customer experience in general will be the first ones to go through the transformation. And I'm actually looking forward to that. Have you had an experience where you call the IVR customer center, call center of a bank, and you have to go talk to a representative?
It's maddening.
You would hear the same thing back. Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Can you repeat?
Yeah.
And then you go talk to a representative.
Yeah.
Right? Channels are disconnected.
Yeah.
AI will change this. So that's coming very fast. I just see that this pace of customer servicing, it has been behind for quite some time, and AI is really going to help integrate channels and change the whole experience.
So I won't be having to scream into my phone, representative.
Right, yeah. And 3 more times.
So we're embarking on this journey, so we have to prepare quickly. How have you been preparing to take this journey with AI?
Oh, I feel I'm behind. That's the honest opinion, but I don't want that to continue for too long, right? Mm-hmm. So first, there are definitely plenty of tools that are quickly integrating AIs into their stack, right? We use Cloudera at Synchrony.
Sure.
And definitely looking forward for Cloudera to bring those tools into the stack, right? But just in general education terms, I definitely want to keep myself open. Maybe participate in a hackathon.
We have those. We can invite you, Ram.
Right. I mean, I just like them the amount of knowledge you can learn in 24 hours, right, in a hackathon. Yeah, but yes, reading, learning, and even experimenting with it. Even my system doesn't allow me to use some open source at my work. I always have an option to do it on a personal project.
Yeah. While we evolve the stack to include AI, Cloudera platforms are going to be used worldwide to train models and serve up that data to AI. So we look at our positioning as pretty grand. It makes me think, though, that the type of data products, the nature of data products will change. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I'll just give you an example. On my way here, I bought a pack of gum and I used my credit card to pay for that. It's only $2, but the amount of information we as a credit card company gather is a ton. It starts with your credit card authentication, authorization data, and then the transaction data. If you think of all of that, it comes together as a transaction product. And then let's say if you lost your card and someone is using that to go on a shopping spree.
I did note a $2 gum charge on my card earlier today.
I wouldn't do that, Shayde. I would. You have to put few more zeros next to the $2. But yeah, then comes the fraud data product.
Yeah.
Where you have to think of transactional fraud. Then how about Shayde lives in Austin? Where do you live in Austin? Your address, your demographic information, whatnot, about everything about Shayde. We want to store it as a customer product. And then think about tying it all together. As I said, I haven't found a guideline to creating data products. It's very personalized. It's very different from company to company. It comes in different shapes and forms, right? You just have to work with your partners, internal partners, in terms of your business partners, your analytics partners, to actually ideate and just go to do the whiteboarding, wireframing, and see how it all connects together, right? And then plug in the data principles, right? And you will end up with a data product of your own.
So data products are evolving quickly. The rate of change for your business, for your role, for your engineering team, business value needs to be driven in quicker. I hope you have a cape, my friend. It's good talking to you.
Talking to you too.